Welcome back to our mid-episode break, namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of I Want to Dance with Somebody, we're looking back at Whitney Houston's acting debut in The Bodyguard. The Bodyguard is a 1992 romantic drama thriller written by a co-writer of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, originally meant to be starring the original Thomas Crown Affair and the lead singer of the Supremes back in the 70s, but ultimately starred Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and the Preacher's Wife, after a decade and a half of development hell. The story revolves around an Academy Award-nominated actress and music superstar who has been receiving death threats from a stalker. Her manager hires Field of Dreams, a former Secret Service agent and current professional bodyguard, after a bomb goes off in her dressing room. The two are at odds as the starlet doesn't appreciate the seriousness of her situation and thinks her bodyguard is too overbearing. Eventually they get flirty and end up sleeping together before Bull Durham calls it off because it compromises his ability to keep her safe. She doesn't take it well and begins defying his safety measures again, and then flirts with a former colleague of his at a party. When the stalker gives her a frightening call, she and her family pack up and head to the lakefront cabin in the mountains where they thought they'd be safe, but Dances with Wolves barely saves her son from an exploding boat. That night, while in a drunken stupor, her sister admits to hiring a hitman to kill the starlet, but doesn't know who they are and that they are unrelated to the stalker. At that moment, the hitman breaks into the house and kills the sister and escapes into the woods, with the bodyguard in tow, but manages to escape. Also, the stalker was apprehended at the time back in town. After the funeral is the Academy Awards, where she wins Best Actress, and as she's giving her acceptance speech, the hitman, who turns out to be Waterworld's former colleague that Waiting to Exhale had flirted with at that party at one time, attempts to shoot her with a camera gun, but the bodyguard jumps in front of her to take the bullet. Then he 007 stabilizes and shoots the assassin dead. After the bodyguard recovers from the shooting, he bids farewell to his charge at the airport, but she makes a whole ass plane stop so she can run back to him and kiss him, even though they'll never work out. Then the movie ends with him on a new assignment while she sings Dolly Parton's I Will Always Love You, forever making us forget Dolly ever sang it herself. And that's The Bodyguard in a namely 90s minute. More or less. Thanks for watching, and join us again 2 Tuesdays from now for another namely 90s minute. Remember, you can always hear these a day early in full episodes of Namely 90s on all major podcasting platforms. And most of the small ones too. Please subscribe and do all the other YouTube things. Bell ringing, share, like, subscribes, that sort of stuff. And we'll catch you in 2 weeks because starting Wednesday, December 21st, we'll be dropping episodes daily for our 3rd annual 12 Days of Christmas specials, where we have guests coming on to talk about holiday-themed episodes of 90s television to fill that podcasting void that occurs at the end of December. Happy holidays and Merry New Year.